Hi, I'm Dave from Boyinaband.com. You guys sent me literally hundreds of questions, so I'm going to fit as many as I can into this video. Why didn't you do an AMA on Reddit? I don't think I'm quite big enough to draw much attention and get many questions on Reddit just yet. What's your top 5 up-and-coming producers for 2012? Oddly enough, I've got this exact video planned for 2012, which is kind of spooky, down to the top 5 and everything. What program do you prefer for mastering? I'll generally use Reason if I made the song in Reason, or Sonar if I made the song in Sonar. I just chuck on the mastering straight on the master bus, saves ripping it down and then mastering it later. What do you plan for 2012? I tried loads of different things in 2011, but for 2012 I've decided to focus on YouTube because it's the most successful and promising one. I'm going to do more fun videos and original tracks, way more collaborations, and I'm going to keep teaching you guys how I do those things in those videos with accompanying tutorials as well. How long have you been using Reason and those other softwares? Reason I've been using for about 4 years, Sonar about 6 or 7. Will you make a specific genre tutorial? Now I do take everyone's suggestions into account, but I can't make every tutorial asked of me. It takes a hell of a lot of time and more importantly motivation to do one. However, it's a great opportunity for those of you guys who want to build an audience in the same way I have. Just look at the tutorials people are asking for and go for it. What software do you use for your videos? I use Adobe Premiere Pro for editing and Adobe After Effects for the VFX-y kind of stuff. Also, Premiere and After Effects integrate really well, which is perfect for making short YouTube videos. Dave, why are you so gorgeous? I don't know, it just comes naturally. Do you think it was good to make a hardstyle 7-day thing? Because there were lots of negative comments against hardstyle and how annoying and shitty it is. Lovely choice of words there, Louis? Yeah, I do think it was a good idea, partly because I know a bunch of people found it really useful, but on a more personal level, if you worry too much about everything you release, you'll never release anything. Would you ever release an EP of your own original music for download over in the Boyinaband store? Well, that's definitely something to think about in the future, and I have released stuff on iTunes previously, but recently I decided to give away all my music for free on SoundCloud, and so far I've had over 5,000 downloads, and even if just 1 in 10 of those people that downloaded it showed their friends, that's 500 more people that have heard of me. I very much doubt I'd get that scale of promotion if I was selling the tracks. What software do you use to create your music? I use Reason 6 and Sonar 8.5, and my most commonly used VSTs are Massive, Battery, and Contact by Native Instruments, Melodyne from Solemnity, Superior Drummer 2 from Toontrack, WoW and Effectstrix from Sugarbytes, and the EQ compressor and delay from FabFilter. What are some good free programs like? Go to tweakbench.com, they have some brilliant VSTs there for free. What do you feel crosses the line into plagiarism in the electronic media? I think it's plagiarism when a large percentage of people listening to the music thinks it's plagiarism. When do you feel you're cheating by not creating the loop or sound yourself? I think that really depends on the context. People are a lot less worried about sampling in a genre like hip-hop, where it's more conventional, than if you use the same guitar riff in another metal track, for instance. But personally, nowadays, whenever I'm building a loop, I at least layer it up with other sounds, which coincidentally makes it more punchy. Convenient. What got you started with music production? I started by writing joke songs with my friends after doing a horrendously basic music tech course at my college, and I wrote them on my computer at home. I used to use Cubase 5, I think it was, and I bought this really cheap sound card, an M-Audio 1010 LT. It didn't have the right PCI slot kind of connection thing for my computer, but I just bodged it in the slot that was there, and it worked. Did you find it hard to learn music tech? Well, initially it wasn't hard because I didn't care about it being good, it was just for fun. As soon as I started caring about what I was doing, it's been difficult ever since. And how did you learn from a beginner's level to now? Well, learning-wise, I did that music tech course I mentioned, where I attended more often than the teacher, and that just piqued my interest. I then just wrote a load of songs and watched a bunch of tutorials, and read loads on the subject until I felt my passion was strong enough to create a website. Making tutorials helped loads because I had to figure out what I was talking about. So I read the manuals and I did my research. Now I learn mostly from tutorials and experimenting. What would be your porn star name? Hi, I'm Dave from Boyinagirl.com. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, Skullbird11, I measured and it took me about 3 seconds to chuck a piece of wood. And assuming the woodchuck worked non-stop for a 16-hour day, allowing 8 hours for sleep, since you're requesting the full hypothetical potential of this woodchuck's capabilities, let's take a look. Assuming there's no severe instances of depression from this repetitive lifestyle, and taking into account the average human lifespan of 66.67 years, that results in a potential 467,223,360 pieces of wood chucked. Any chance you could explain vowel bases in Reason? Try playing with the digital distortion setting on screen 4 for a kind of yoy sound from any harmonically interesting source. A saw wave should do the trick. And as well as that, have a look at the formant filter on Thor. Someone else pointed out in the comments there's the I Am Thor preset, which is really good at showing that kind of thing off. Try and deconstruct that and see how it works. Can you do a tutorial on how to achieve the effect dubstep guitar? Way ahead of you, buddy, that's right here. I like how the hair covering your shirt is making you a heist producer. So tell me, Dave, what heist are you planning? I was kind of hoping no one would notice and I wouldn't have to reveal my plans, but since you asked, I'm planning to break into Propellerhead's office and steal a giant poster of Thor. They've got to have one in there somewhere. That's the whole reason I started this channel, really. It's a shame, 3 years of work down the drain. How did someone get noticed with their music? Well, I heard the guys from Panic at the Disco posted on Patrick Stump from Fallout Boy's blog saying he should check them out, and he did, and he decided to sign them. Don't know how much of that is PR invention, but hey ho. How weird do you consider yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? I'm gonna let my USB robot answer that question for me. 1. Do you have any general tips for brand new producers? I'd suggest learning the basics from tutorials, get yourself some good samples that sound like they could be the intro to a track from your favourite producer, and then after you've made a few songs, start collaborating with other producers around your level. Would you consider purchasing a DAW from the App Store? As it seems quite a deal. If I had a Mac, I might. What do you think will be the next big music trend in 2012? I reckon there's going to be more metal EDM crossovers, particularly with dubstep metal since Korn made their album. Any advanced tips for making brostep? I'd watch a metric ton of tutorials on Massive, Zeta, and FM8. Dave, why don't you cut your hair? I like long hair. What would you look like with short hair? Not much has changed. What do you think the best way to practice music production is? Making lots of songs in lots of genres. You'll learn loads of new techniques that way. Would you make a picture of your hair plaited? Happy. My house is burning. What should I do? Hope your neighbours don't look to the Bloodhound Gang for advice in emergency situations. Do you enjoy Cheez-Its? What can we as YouTubers do to help promote you and your music? Well, assuming you're currently sharing the videos that you think your friends would like, if you're looking to go the extra mile, sharing my videos on sites like Reddit or StumbleUpon really helps. Have you thought about making a license-free music pack for people to use in the gaming industry here on YouTube? Now this is a great idea. Thinking about it, I'd advise everyone to do this. I have had a lot of gaming channels approach me lately, so I should probably do that to make things easier. Is your hair inspired by Bass Nectar? Nope. Could you start doing critiques for the responses to 7 Day Songs again? I'm gonna be honest, it takes a lot of motivation to do my videos, and since I've been working to get a month ahead of schedule, lately after I've done them I haven't felt like critiquing. However, I'm slowly but surely getting to that month ahead of schedule target, and as soon as I am on target I can stop worrying about that and start helping you guys out with critiques again on the forum. How many real friends you got? I mean almost relatives. By the way, I'm Russian, so could you answer on my question in Russian language please? As we all know, Google Translator is infallible, so here goes.
Около 3.
Okolo 3. What's up with the hair? Thought I'd try colouring it for a bit of a change. I like it. There have been a lot of amazing games coming out lately. Have you been playing any of them? Now I spend so much time making music and videos that I only have time for a measly 6 hours of Skyrim a night. What's your favourite game of 2011? Well, I used to have a favourite game of 2011, but then I took an arrow to the... What keeps your production going? Do you sell creativity pills? That YouTube money? And no. Why does your hair look like Rainbow Dash's mane? I can only dream of having hair like that. Loads of you guys are asking, what's your profession? How do you pay your bills? Do you have a day job? That kind of thing. Well now, Boyinaband is my only job. Back when I started out, I saved a lot of money from university because I don't drink and I don't go out very much except for when I'm playing gigs. So I used that to coast along until Boyinaband earned me enough to scrape by. Now it's growing enough for both me and Adam, my video guy, to get by, which is frickin' exciting. Have you a place of your own, or do you live with your parents because you aspire too much to make any money? I am mega lucky to have ridiculously supportive parents. I'm just about at the financial stage where I could move out, but that would put a lot of the sweet plans I've got for the future of Boyinaband back quite a way. And my parents understand that, so they've continued to put up with me. Are you gay? If I was, I think my girlfriend would be a little surprised. Any projects that you're involved in that have nothing to do with YouTube? I don't know if you've heard, but I have this website called Boyinaband.com. Other than that, You What Army is the closest thing that comes to mind. Click here to check out Yoa's channel. The production is pretty old though.